want to talk about a common condition that we treat in the clinic, and that is a pinched nerve in the neck. Pinched nerve in the neck will present like, a lot of times it'll present like a crick in the neck to start off with. One of the major causes of a pinched nerve in the neck is you wake up with it. Sleeping on your stomach is a real common cause of a pinched nerve. And what happens is people sleep on their stomach, their head is turned, to one side. And when your head is turned for a long period of time, it closes up the hole where the nerve comes out and squeezes the disc. The disc ends up getting a slight bulge or either just an irritation on the nerve, one of the two. And then you end up with the feeling of sharpness in your neck, crick in your neck, pinched nerve. The other thing that can cause a pinched nerve is looking up for a long period of time, any kind of sleeping wrong, like even if you sleep on your back and you sleep with your head turned, if you get bumped on top of the head hard, I get people come in and they've raised up and hit the top of their edge of their car, and that causes a pinched nerve in the neck. A quick jerk to the arm or lifting something too heavy can cause a pinched nerve in the neck. The way the symptoms will present is typically they start with a sharp pain. Now, if you've got arthritis in your neck, you may have a chronic, slow pain that comes up and just stays and you can't get rid of it. That can also be a pinched nerve. But typically they'll start with pain in their neck, and then sometimes it will radiate down the shoulder blade, and sometimes even you can have it in the side of the rib cage here, because there's a nerve that comes from here and comes out here, exits out here, and you'll feel it all through. And even you'll feel it sometimes like an arrow coming through the chest. So you'll feel it here and in the chest. And people, they come to me and they'll say, when I take a deep breath, it hurts. That can be a pinched nerve coming out of the neck. Sometimes they're hard to figure out because people think their shoulder's got a problem, or they think the problem's down here. And often it's actually just coming out of the neck. The other thing you can have, if they get worse, is you'll have it radiating down the arm. According to what finger the pinched nerve, according to what part of the neck the pinched nerve is in, it'll go to different fingers. Sometimes you'll have these two. Sometimes it'll be these two or these two. And so we have to track down where the pinched nerve is coming from. It could be coming from the elbow or someplace else. But if it's coming from the neck, it'll go to certain fingers, and we'll figure out what part of the neck it's in. Generally, we do a test on you. If you have pain when you turn toward the pain, let's say her pain is on this side. If she has pain when she turns this way, that typically is not muscle. That's typically a pinched nerve, and a nerve is irritated. I'm calling it a pinched nerve, but sometimes the nerve is just irritated. And so one way we test to see if it's nerve or muscle is we'll turn into the pain. If we turn into the pain and it hurts, then we think that possibly is a pinched nerve. It's a good sign that it is. Another thing we'll do is we'll lift up on the head. And if that relieves it, what that's doing is opening that space up where that nerve exits out, and that relieves the pain. Then we know that nerve is irritated, that nerve is pinched in there. So we do a couple things. A lot of times we'll do an adjustment on the neck to get the neck moving like it should again. Typically we adjust on the side that it's pinched. If it's too aggravated, we just start out with some stretching and some other therapy to get it calmed down so that we can adjust it later. The other major thing that we do is that we do traction. I've brought us in here onto this traction table to show you how that works. So if you come in with a pinched nerve, you won't be afraid of this. We lay you down on your back and we put your neck in this little soft cradle here. We turn it down just so it just barely grips the base of your skull. And then this machine, it pulls your head off your shoulders a little bit for about 1 minute, and then it lets off. And it does that over and over again. And what that's doing is it's pumping pressure off the disc, because that little disc in there is right next to that nerve. And when it's bulging out, it's hitting that nerve, and we pump pressure off of it. It draws it back off the nerve, and then the body tends to heal it. So we treat these all the time, have good results with them. If we run into a problem where there's too much arthritis, sometimes we have to refer out to a neurosurgeon. But typically these are treatable in our office with chiropractic care.